guys, how are you? Andy Suku, founder and CEO of Y2K Credit Solutions, consumer credit expert. I've been in this industry about 17 years now, decade and a half. It's about half my life. Wow. Anyway, got a good topic to talk to you guys about, and there's a topic that's talked about on all platforms, and it's about what's the proper and the right way to build your kids' credit. Great topic, right? Because face it, as adults, young adults, old adults, whatever, this wasn't taught in school. No one taught us this. We either learned on our own, learned from our parents, right? But as kids growing up now, graduating high school, going into college, from the age of 17, it's our responsibility to start teaching our kids financial literacy, right? How to use credit cards, checks and balances, how to use a checking account, how to save. You want to start teaching your kids that at age of 17, you graduating high school, going into college, even if you're a junior in high school. And, again, this stuff is not taught in school. It's not taught in universities. There's no curriculum for it. It's only taught by either the parents of the home or YouTube channels and platforms like EYL. Shout out to EYL. They was talking about the building kids credit. But there's only three proper ways to build a kid's credit, and I want to discuss that today with you guys to make sure that you guys are doing it the proper way. First off, a lot of people don't talk about this, and it's something you guys need to know about the Credit Card Act of 2009, which basically delayed banks establishing credit to someone between the age of 18 to 21. They delayed it for 3 years because they wanted to make sure they either had a job or they had a co-signer, right? By the way, co-signer is the same thing as a signer. You're equally responsible for the debt, just so you know that. Everyone toss and throw this term around co-signer and how it works. You're equally responsible. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If the obligor doesn't pay, the co-obligor is going to pay, right? So whoever is a co-signer, this co-signer and signer is the same thing, equally responsible, right? I'm not a fan of that because if the obligor messes up, now it's the co-obligor's responsibility to take care of this debt. If not, their credit's going to get damaged as well. And it could be the co-obligor did not even use the money, all right? So I'm not a fan of that. But let's get into this topic of building your kids' credit. So first off, you can do it the way my dad did it in the Stone Age days. Add me as an authorized user on his credit card, right? He added me as an authorized user on his credit card. The credit card was like 20 years old. So I piggybacked off of his history. Keep in mind that one trade line, that one authorized user trade line, once the data reports to your credit report in 30 days, to your child's credit report in 30 days, they're not going to have like FICO 850 score or Vantage 850 score right off the bat. No, you're not going to have that score right off the bat with one authorized user trade line. However, it does open the door for you to have a credit score, have a reporting in the 3 credit bureaus, have some data established for you and a score. You're basically creating a footprint for your child, right? But you're managing it. Face it, no parent is gonna go give their kids a car keys and say, hey, go drive, without teaching them anything, all right? Vice versa, no parent in today's day and age is gonna go, here's a credit card, go spend, not teaching them how to use it, what interest rates are, credit limit, statement date, due date. No parent's gonna do that. You want to teach your kids these things, and this is why I'm doing this video, because it's need to be taught, right? So you can be like what my dad did, added me as an authorized user on his credit card. That was from dinosaur years. That his data reported on my credit report, but my dad was very frugal. He barely used his credit card. So because whatever the primary card holder does is gonna in essence translate to the authorized user's credit report too. So my dad was very frugal with credit. He didn't use his credit cards all the time. He didn't max it out. He probably used maybe 8 to 10%, if that, in a 30-day span, and paid it off in full. He wasn't the type to carry balances, right? And this was a City Gold credit card. So that you can do, and the data is going to report to your child's credit report in 30 days, and then from there they can apply for a credit card of their own, and then continue to start building it. Of course, banks are going to ask, are you employed? How are you going to pay this bill? And so forth. So you do have to have a job, right? The form of paying this credit card back. The second way you can do it is with an secure credit card. In essence, you're buying credit, right? You're going to find a bank that's going to say, listen, all right, I'll give you $500, and in return, I'll give you a credit card. And that's your spending limit, which is good also. You keep your kids in checks and balances, teach them don't max out $500. That's their limit, that's their budget. Right? Now, the thing with that, you want to make sure that you are using a bank that's going to report to all 3 bureaus. Not all banks report to all 3 bureaus. Okay? Keep that in mind. So if it's not reported to all 3 bureaus, it's basically a waste of a secure credit card, because it's not going to report to all 3 bureaus. So it's like, let's say you apply for a credit card at TransUnion. Let's say you apply for a credit card with Discover, and TransUnion is a bureau that they're going to pull, and there's no data there, you're going to get denied. Very important. If you go to secure route, you want to make sure that you that the bank is reported to all 3 bureaus. The third way is if you apply for the credit card, which becomes the signer, the co-signer, which is the signer, and you become, there's the obligor and co-obligor, right? You sign for the credit card for your kid, where both you go on the application, both your credit is ran, the credit card is issued at both your names with both your socials, both you're responsible for the debt. Now, depending on the application, there's primary and co-signer. Co-signer, same thing as signer, right? If you're the primary, you're the main obligor. But you be the parent, right? If the parent is, obviously the parent's gonna be first anyways, because the parent has the credit established and the parent has a job. So the parent's gonna go first, the child is gonna go secondary. If the parent doesn't pay, the child will be responsible for that. Now, that's the third option. I'm not a fan of that option. I noticed I didn't talk about debt, because a lot of people on here saying you got to create debt to build credit score. No, in actuality, you don't even need to use the credit card. You could probably use maybe 3, 4, 5% a month, pay it off in full, split the payment every 2 months to build a score up. You really don't need to have a lot of debt. That's factually inaccurate, a lot of what people are saying. So those are the 3 steps to build your credit. Now, here's the issue I have. I see a lot of parents are trying to build a kid's credit because the parent has bad credit. The parent does not want to fix their credit, so instead of fixing their credit, they put it on the side. You know what, let me go build my kid's credit. Let me start using their credit to get things in their name for myself. And that's honestly wrong. You shouldn't be doing that, right? As a parent, you shouldn't be creating bad habits for your kids, 1. 2, but you shouldn't be avoiding your mistakes to go damage someone else's credit to create mistakes and debt for them that it's not fair to them and make them responsible. I know a lot of clients that are doing that. I mean, I can count at least 10 on my hands right now that have called our office for a consultation, and that's their intent. That's their mind frame, how they're thinking, and that's, incorrect, right? So you shouldn't be doing that as a parent. Or you should be the leader and teaching your kids financial literacy and showing them the right way. All right. If you have any questions about this topic, how to build your kids' credit, drop a comment below, and I will try to answer them for you. If you feel this video was helpful, definitely share it, and I'll get back to you guys soon. Talk to you soon. Have a good day.